Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 45th episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. I am your host, Katie M. Kane. With,
Nancy.
with me in the building tonight is oh boy, Callie Love. And we also have KV tuning in short. We had a little bit of technical issues on the sound check, so
Mhm.
hopefully he'll be joining. And if not, we're gonna definitely book him for his own episode. But it sounds like Callie Love got some things to talk about, bro. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, man. How the fellas doing?
Doing all right, man. So you're based out there in Connecticut right now?
Yeah, based in Connecticut, born and raised in Oakland, California. Based out here in Hartford, Connecticut, where I actually started the company at here in Hartford, Connecticut. It actually started off as being a Connecticut-based company, but as I went on, like I said, I just took my roots and everything that we came from and just duly established it so that it would be corporate, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I want to
no
say
doubt.
appreciate you guys having me on the show, and it's just like relatively a good thing, man. It's a good thing when we can get together like this and promote something that we strongly believe in, which is our culture, our lifestyle, our way of life. I mean, the world is finally getting into things that we've been in for probably over 2 to 3 decades.
Yeah, man. And we like, dude, we were talking earlier, and I didn't add this to the conversation, but I want to now. Is yeah, that culture that's developed since prohibition, but over the past 20 or 30 years, especially, just different magazines like I love Cypress Hill, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it,
yeah. Shout out to Be
in this
Real and them. Yeah,
yeah, but this new era where there is a lot of opportunists and people who are trying to capitalize on the legalization, and like, I'm not mad at that, but it
hmm
just bothers me when I'm talking to a guy who owns a company and he doesn't, you know what I mean? And there's
yeah,
no it's like if the guy behind the counter too, it's like, "What have you tried?" And if he's like, "I don't smoke, man," I'm like, "What the fuck are you working here for then, man?" You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, it just you can't. It's like you could read all you want, man,
yeah,
about the genetics or the reviews, but if you haven't tried it, oh, there goes KV right there. If you haven't tried it at least once, then you can't tell me shit about it. You know what I mean?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. A
Being
lot of those people, they take the relevance away from ones like us.
No doubt, because being cultured counts, man.
Exactly.
For business, from my point of view, like, how are you gonna sell me something if you don't know anything about it other than what you read online? Because I read a lot of shit online too. I
Yeah,
I gotta apply it to my life and see if it really fucking works. Because if it fucking doesn't, then I can say that to somebody who asked me that question.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Mitchell, we had KV call in. KV, are you there with us?
Yes, sir. How you gentlemen doing this evening?
All right, we're doing okay, man. We did the intro for oh boy, Cali Love. KV, can you introduce yourself and tell us where you're broadcasting from?
Hey, man, I'm from Portland, Oregon, the city of roses, where everything is green, the color of money. My name is KV. Uh, excuse me, man. I'm a marketing strategist for Sex and Strange Review Company. For old boy Kelly Love's Review Company. We are the only minority review company in the cannabis industry as of right now that we know of.
Tight.
There's no one doing reviews like us. As a matter of fact, we're probably going to start breaking off and doing some strip club reviews here in Portland and doing some
Yes,
music reviews also.
yes,
And along with
yes.
going on with some Oregon growers and some Oregon dispensaries. And since I'm in Oregon, that's what we're pretty much going to be focusing on here while I'm in Oregon here.
Yeah,
And
Tight.
it's just
exactly.
a great atmosphere to be a part of, man. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, I really miss it too, dude. Like the culture isn't the same in AZ. I love Phoenix and I love the people that I've met with and clicked with and done biz and had fun with. Fuck, I miss Oregon, man. Just the quality and product knowledge and everything is just like, man. And there's strip clubs too, you know. It's like Vocab
Oregon,
had this. He
Oregon is a
vocab.
whole base.
Yeah, my homie Vocab had a rap line where he was in P Town. Somebody would must have switched up the rules because in Portland they got more strip clubs than schools. And I was just like, yeah. I was like, yeah, word up, Vocab. Shout out to fucking Sean, Dorian, Harvey if he's listening. We'd love to have you on the podcast sometime.
Yeah, Portland
Well,
has the
thank
number
you, man.
one. I think they're the number one state with the most strip clubs in one vicinity, ain't they?
Yeah, dude, it is. That's how he said that too.
Yeah,
I was just like, bro, that's clowning, you know.
yeah,
Per capita, more than any other state, I think Oregon has the
Other
most.
than Tampa, the
yeah.
city
Other
of
than
Tampa
Tampa,
Ah,
Orlando,
in
yeah, there you
Florida.
go.
okay, okay.
But the rules are
Okay.
totally different here, man. There are some rules that are different. And you got to remember, man, in Oregon ain't no sales tax.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
Lit.
man. School clothes shopping, bro. Every fucking August, we take a trip to Portland on the weekend and buy a pair of shoes and some clothes for school.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, cause it was no tax. It was worth the trip. You know what I mean? Maybe go see a concert or check out this like good times as a kid.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
want
why
to
I was
explain to you.
okay. Go ahead, man. Yeah, yeah. Get into what you were. You guys have the Sex and Strains Review Company, which is a website online. You guys are reviewing strains and strip clubs, which I fucking awesome,
Well, so
fellas. You know what I mean?
so what it is. We'll start it like this. Me being Old Boy California Love. I'm the CEO, CVO of Old Boy Sex and Strains, and what it is it aims Sex and Strains aims to design, produce, and release top quality cannabis strain review videos. And what happened is these videos, they were always when I put it together, when I formulated the company, I wanted to produce some strain review videos that were specific, detailed, and articulate, high end, but
Yeah,
with an exotic twist. So what
yeah,
happens is instead of that guy that sits there and does a review on one particular strain, what we have is a sexy high end model that actually does the full review, a full in-depth analysis of that particular strain being reviewed, and she does it in the form of a review. And once she finishes that particular review, she sits there and what she does is she rates it. She gives the lineage and the derivation of the strain, and she gives the props of where it came from, who grew it, the details of how they grew it. She rates it, and then
that's
what
tight.
happens is, when she rates it, she'll say, hold on for an extended review and rating. Oh boy! Now when she comes back, she's gonna do something special for that particular viewer who wanted to see the quote unquote extended review because it's a little bit exotic.
Yeah,
It's a little bit
yeah,
exotic.
man.
So it flows together with the two most beautiful things in the MFing world, man. Weed and women, man.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm serious. Like I posted on my Facebook tonight. I said, man, it's gonna be a real cool weed and titties type vibe on the show tonight. I hope you guys can tune in. It
It,
just is, man. I love both, weed and women. You know, like
yeah,
I'm like yes. So
yeah. The keys and the elements for success. And the way we have it structured is first, we're a cannabis company. So my company site is a cannabis forum. Anybody can access the site. Anybody can from a culture from somebody from every culture can come and access the site. You can just be a supporter, a marijuana lover, an activist, but everybody can access the site. But in order to access the exotic strain reviews, you have to really be of age, number one,
yeah,
have an open mind, and
yeah,
basically the strains that we produce are high end, high quality. So the two things that the company looks for are high end cannabis models and high end cannabis.
yeah. Like, dude,
And
yeah. There's we've had some breeders on the show that are really stellar that I'm huge fans of. Maybe we
yeah,
can get some of those seeds in your hand. Like, shout out to Pollination, shout out to Dungeons Vault, shout out to
yeah,
Terpinology. Like,
yeah,
genetics is it's dope that you guys are going so deep with it too, man. And then it's like, yeah, this is the free version. This is
yeah,
the monthly subscription version right here. Like
yeah,
uh incentivizing it too, and to me, just from what I saw on the website, it looks worth it, bro. Like there's
Yeah,
it's not just exotic in the sense of nudity, but exotic in the sense of brown skin, bro. Like
yeah,
there
yeah.
was this strip club in Portland that closed down a while ago, like years ago, but it was
You
called
talking about
Exotica.
Exotica? You talking about the
Yeah,
Xbox?
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, I
You talking about
fucking miss that
Exotica?
place, bro.
Ah.
Yeah. It was like,
Yeah.
man, brown skin and rap music. Anytime some homies from out of town came, it's like, yo, let's go there, you know? It just,
Let's
Yeah.
go to Exotica, man. That's my neighborhood. As a matter of fact, yeah.
yeah,
I
no
know all
doubt.
about
Yeah,
Exotica.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was good times, man. And it was the only club in where it was all brown skin. They might have one or two Caucasian women, you know what I mean? But everybody else was ethnic, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
either black, Mexican, Asian, indigenous. And so and dude, just the music format too, like being able to hear hip hop was just refreshing because I came from Idaho. I moved to Portland from Idaho where it's like top 40 or nothing in the fucking bar, you know what I mean? Like that's all you the other, you
Ooh,
know, that's it,
that's
you
awful.
know. So yeah, bro. So it was cool to go to a place where you could see what you want to see and hear what you want to hear, man. It seems like your guys the Sex and Strains review website has a very similar vibe, man. Want to
Yeah,
give you guys
yeah,
props on that.
yeah. Thank you. That particular vibe is like I said, it comes from a background. Me being from Oakland, California, KV being from Portland, Oregon, by way of Oakland, California, by way of the Bay. I mean, you know how we were raised. We were raised we were birthed into an era, and that's what I tell a lot of people. This we didn't just start on the cannabis, man. When I was a kid, man, coming from the Bay Area,
Yeah.
weed and weed was one and the same with our culture growing, and
Yep.
music was one and the same. Hip hop, that is our other culture, and R&B. So I mean, all of that scope of entertainment is exclusive in our lives, you
Yeah.
know. And that's why I said when you look at when you look at the company site and you see it for exactly what it really is. Basically, I'm giving something to another brother that they can basically identify with. You can sit and say, I remember that strain and that particular, and all my strains come from back at the house in California.
Yep.
That's where all of my cannabis comes from. Shout out to the Emerald Triangle, the Trinity community, my cultivators,
Yeah.
all my growers, all my friends, everybody in East Oakland, California. That's where all of the high end quality that I have comes from.
No doubt, man.
So
I worked for my uncle in Seattle for a couple of years, 2013 and 2014, and
yeah.
he moved to Seattle from Sacramento, and his OG Kush cut came from Oakland, and
Mhm.
it was just it was, bro. It was special. No, there's like 40 different tables in that farmers market, right? The Northwest Cannabis Market. They had
Yeah.
two locations. There's at least 40 vendors, and I'm trying to look at everybody's shit, and nobody had an OG like that. And that was the spiel. That was all I really had to say to folks who were Kush. Like there's guys who come in like I'm a Kush man. I'm like, man, we got this OG that cuts from Oakland. All right, let me get a zip. You know, like fuck. And it was special, bro. So
Yeah.
I always I give props to Cali on cannabis all day, and
Yeah.
I grew
Yeah.
up on a lot of California rappers too. So
Oh
you
yeah.
know, it's
Oh yeah.
a lot of good shit came from that state, man. You know.
Yeah. And again, like I said, back in the days in the culture, man, we've been doing this cannabis thing since junior high, since King and State's junior high. So, a lot of that stuff is relevant to us, man. It was just natural. It
Yeah,
was just
man.
natural. Then you got, like I said, you got the Emerald Triangle right there, which is right next door. So, one and the same down north, man. So shout out to everybody back home, East Oakland, California, in the Bay Area, and everybody that's involved or heavily involved in the cannabis industry. You know, really give props to those people who support the movement.
No doubt.
You know,
Okay,
hey,
so like I got one question. Will was out there in Massachusetts. He was my
mhm,
co-host for like he stopped working with us like a month or two ago, but he was out there in Massachusetts, I think, and you're in Connecticut. Can you talk
yeah,
about the regulations out there a little bit? I know you're
yeah.
parts of companies like, but is it medical rec? Like, can you just give just a basic spiel? what's going down out there,
What it
weed game
is
wise.
what it is over here on the East Coast, especially in Connecticut. Connecticut is decriminalized. They've been working for the last couple of years on legalization and following the movement. They're having some altercations, but I mean, it will be a good fit within the next year, next 18 months for sure. We already know that. The town next over is Massachusetts, and big up and one love to all my peoples in Massachusetts because they're legal
Yeah,
and they're recreational and medical next door in Massachusetts. And I can remember about 5 6 years ago when Connecticut started all of the invoices of started to spawn getting cannabis legalized. They started opening dispensaries, and I went on a tour. Most of the dispensaries they didn't have no weed in there, and I thought it was
yeah,
gonna be like back in California where the cannabis
Mm-mm.
clubs were able to get it from the streets, this, that, and the other. But
yeah.
the government kind of changed that. They put a fix on that, and they had it delegated a certain way again because of how they were going to market, how they were going to GPS it from the seed on down to the actual strain, to how many plants, et cetera, and so on. So the
Yeah.
government they clause marijuana and cannabis to a certain aspect over here in Connecticut, to whereas it's on hold before they make any final decisions. And then again, you drive 10 minutes from where I am, from out of Hartford. Big up to
Go ahead.
860 Hartford, Connecticut, and big up to
Go ahead.
413 Springfield, Mass, which is legal. They are actually legal and doing some big things and supporting the movement. And like I said, medical, recreational, they got it done in Mass. So big up to Mass.
Tight.
Yeah,
So
big up to Mass.
in Connecticut, so it's just medical, not rec yet, but they're working on.
Yeah, got medical not wrecked yet. It's decriminalized, and they're still just going through all the arbitrations and all of the meetings and all of the sponsorships. I mean, it's gonna definitely happen because, like I said, the governments, those so-called governments, when they look into those figures, and that's what it's about on their end. When they look at those figures on what California and what Chicago and what Mass, when they look at those yearly figures, yeah, you already know the deal with that. They
No
want in.
doubt, no doubt. Okay, so can I switch back to KV and can I ask a little bit about market strategy? I know you want to add some stuff too,
Yes,
Cali Love, but
yeah,
I
definitely.
over this past week, and I'm sorry for the typo, Cali Love. Like,
That's
we didn't have
okay.
your name correct on the flyer on the flyer, and KV like shared the shit out of it on IG and his story, and like he had all these cool like overlays with animations, and I'm
Yeah,
just like, fuck, like like I would just click share every time it popped up, and I'm
yeah.
like, all right, share to my
Well,
story, and I was
okay.
just like, man, I was like, I appreciate the promo because I'm not that savvy with this format, and so KV, can you talk about IG and promotion and market strategy a little bit? Give us your spiel on that, and as far as how that applies to the culture, because I've met so many guys who have really nice work and they're not on IG at all. And I'm like, post
Yeah,
pics of this shit right before you fucking take everything down. And like, bro, like get a logo. Like your work will stand on its own. Like the laws are gonna work out. But like, fuck, dude, like promote yourself. So can you talk about that, KV?
Yeah, exactly. Well, which exactly do you mean? I mean, because there are so many different marketing strategies, man. You got a social
Well,
media
yeah,
marketing
dude.
strategy. Then you got a market
Yeah.
target of who you're trying to, what audience are you trying to attract? Who are you trying to get a hold to? Um,
And then what
who
about
exactly?
regulations? Because for advertising, if you want to pay for ads, Facebook and most social media sites won't run that shit, right? If it has the word cannabis or dispensary in it or something.
yeah. You
You
got some
know,
regulations.
that is big with Facebook, and that is huge right now with YouTube. YouTube right now is having a major issue with cannabis companies, and not only that, but advertising ads with cannabis on YouTube. Um,
Yeah.
I don't see much of that happening with with IG, but I've heard some horror stories. But I guess there are certain guidelines and certain rules that you have to abide by. I haven't come across any issues with the way I advertise or I market. Um,
Yeah, that's
I
good,
know
dude. Like
the
that's
social
you
media
know.
platform Twitter. I don't know if anyone has a Twitter page, but I do.
Yeah, I
Um,
do, man. Like I'm gonna
um,
follow you guys. Like I want to see more weed people on there because I do I shot a video with a girl who does cam porn stuff, you know what I mean, for one of my music videos. And
Oh, oh boy.
I followed some of her friends and it's like, dude, they can post whatever the fuck they want on Twitter. Like there's girls with it in their mouth. You know, I'm like, damn.
oh
And
boy,
it just
yes. Well, the
yeah.
thing
So
Oh
is,
with
boy.
it
this is the thing about
it
Twitter,
seems like
man.
the weed
Okay,
shit, it seems
Twitter
like
is
weed could just
cannabis community friendly.
yeah, that's what it seems like, bro. I'm like, why is everybody on IG getting
Twitter
their
is
profiles deleted when
cannabis
they could be on Twitter
community
posting nasty?
friendly.
Yeah,
Okay.
Twitter's good.
It is certain hashtag friendly also, but you can't, just like IG, you can't oversaturate your posts with
Ah,
hashtags.
okay.
Yeah.
So is
There's
there
a
can
formula
you
and a
give us
method to the madness.
so
There's a
less than
formula and
10? Because
method to the madness, and everybody's algorithm is a little bit different.
would you say less than 10? Because some people on IG, bro, I swear to God, there's 50 fucking hashtags after the post. And I'm
Yeah, IG has a
dude,
Yeah.
rule,
you know, I'm like, what the?
and I try
I
not to
post
use no
two
more than
or
7,
three.
but it is 10 hashtags.
Okay,
It is 10 hashtags, but there are
less than
companies
10.
out there that really research hashtag usage. Okay,
Okay.
which hashtags get hit the most. Um, so if you can ever research those particular hashtags that get used the most in whichever industry that you're in, um, it actually helps a whole lot. Not only that, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but the
We
more
appreciate
you
you
are,
sharing this knowledge.
Mm,
We appreciate you.
the
mhm.
You know
more
what I
you,
mean? Like,
the more you are vested, the more time you spend, the more time you vest into whatever you're doing and whatever your profession in your industry. You're going to learn and you'll start to see patterns and methods of behavior.
yes. Yeah, man.
Okay.
And some
Yeah.
and
Um,
lots of people aren't paying attention at all, you know what I mean? And I'm
That's
like,
all
dude,
part of
you know,
marketing. Has to do with
yeah.
consistency.
Like I was tagging
okay.
fish at Bonneville Dam one time, man, for Critfic. I was tagging fish, and we put a pit tag in a fish, and that pit tag ID number is like 10 digits long, and we would only write down the last five, but the first six or seven were the same number usually, right? And most everybody who's writing it down on the data sheet, they only look at the last and sometimes we would get a tag that was different from a different place and the first 6 or 7 digits would be different and I'm like, whoa. And they're like, what? I'm like, did you see that? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, the first numbers were wrong. They're like, no, I
Mm,
didn't see it. I was just looking at the last five because that's what we write down. I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, that tag came from
Yeah.
a different place. That wasn't a Columbia River tag. It's like we're programming it as one, but it came from
mm,
somewhere else. It was extra, you know. It's
yeah.
it's cool that you say that, KV, because lots of people aren't paying attention, dude. So I appreciate you sharing this knowledge because it,
Yeah.
it is, man. You got to pay attention to the patterns and apply that
To
to your
you.
life, man. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each algorithm, everybody's algorithms are different, man. Not only that, this social media marketing um, is basically taking the corporate world and small business to another level. Okay. You can
Mhm.
actually be successful in advertising and marketing if you actually pay attention to these methods, man. Um,
yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. It's
Well, let
just
me let me
it's
touch on the marketing. Let me touch on the marketing part. to elaborate on what KV is saying.
Yep.
And what it is because of the industry that we're in, because of this particular cannabis industry that we're in, it's going to be overregulated, and it's going to be overregulated to the very end because there's so many opportunities, so much diversity, so many people involved, and it's a very hard to market. It's very hard to market the cannabis value with everything. And what happens is when you have a whole forum, you have a whole forum globally that's so readily involved and ready to just jump in. They don't understand the promotion and marketing scheme that has to go on with the social media presence, with the elements of success. They don't understand the structures of business. They're just trying to get in and put their money in and realize a yield or a long-term growth profit. So when we're coming in to do this cannabis thing, however we're coming in, like I said, this is what I said earlier about it takes away from the authenticity. It takes away from, let's say, the grower, the cultivator. They've taken so much away from the cultivator because he is an essential part of this whole cannabis forum, of the whole lifestyle, the whole culture. And by you taking everything away from him, you're limiting him in being at the table. You're delegating more and more of laws and regulatory bodies and different laws that apply to him. So he's getting it worse, and he's actually the most important part of what we're doing here. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring him and other minorities back to the forefront, back to the forefront of the culture. Let them sit at the table for once and be recognized for what they're doing and their indelible contribution to the cannabis industry.
No
And like I
doubt.
said, on the twist part about it is when you're doing promotional marketing and you're doing a marketing scheme, everything that we've discussed about, the algorithms and the different social presence and social media platforms, it's all made to work as long as you create a quality brand. And that's the thing about our company and what we're doing. That's the thing of why KV is my marketing strategist and my regional VP over there because his job function right there in Portland, Oregon alone has a culture within itself.
No
And
doubt,
this is where
man.
I can expand Section Strange. This is where I can expand it to whereas he can go ahead and do marketing, promotional marketing on his own. He has creative control to do strain reviews. And I don't do strain reviews on anything but cannabis, but KV being the vice president and my regional over there, he's able to do reviews on strip clubs, dispensaries, anything cannabis related.
No doubt. Yes.
Anything cannabis related. So, like
Yeah.
I said, I think the whole thing is just everybody understanding that it's not easy, but if it's the life that we're living, if it's the culture that we're living, stick with it. And as we just said, you'll learn the marketing strategies, you'll learn from your mistakes, and you'll fail forward going forward.
No doubt, man. Good advice, fellas. And I dig the what's it, the minority cultiv
MGA,
MGA, Minority Growers
yeah, Minority
Association.
Growers Association. Yeah,
Cool. We had
yeah,
shout out to Jason Ortiz. He had the Minority Cannabis Business Association, so they're down with the cause too. But I dig that you guys are because their website's legit, but they do a lot of like government lobbying and stuff,
yeah.
So it's real. It looks like a government
Well, we
website.
haven't got
Everything's
that
like,
far yet,
type that.
but trust
Well,
me,
dude, but
all
to
of
me,
that is
yeah,
in.
I checked out their website to interview him, but I
Mhm.
checked out your guys' website. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, oh, okay, cool. There's some shit I want to look at on you. Not to hate on MCBA, not to hate on MCBA, because they had some cool content. You guys had some goddamn content, man. You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So I'm sorry to interrupt, KV. Could you continue with what you were
Well, no, there's no interruption, man. It's just
saying?
um, I was just happy, man. I'm just elated that you guys got some great content, and for you to even be able to say that, man,
Well,
it lets us know that we're actually my partner Callie's on his job, man. Him and the actual team of
Hmm.
man, just the whole Sex and Strange team, man.
Yeah,
It's just from the ground up, man, is trying to make things right, and do things the right way. First of all, we are for the cannabis culture, but
yeah,
we want to eliminate the stigma when it says sex. Sex and strains is for the more mature adult cannabis connoisseur.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man. Yes. Yeah, like okay, so I'm gonna add this to the convo too. I lived in Portland from 2010 to 2018, and
Mhm.
I DJ'd at a few strip clubs. I got to DJ at Exotica on a Sunday afternoon for audition for 5 or 6 hours, and there was only two or three dancers on, but I felt like the fucking man because I was in the place I like to kick. And they closed shortly thereafter, so I think that's why they didn't hire me. But I also DJ'd at Club Heat, which was the JV feeder
Oh,
club to Club 205. I never made it to
oh,
205. I worked there for 4 or 5 months, and then they let me go. And then also at the Run out in Beaverton. I can't
mm,
remember the name of it before it was the Runway, but I DJ'd there for a month or two. And then at Club Sin Rock, it used to be Jody's on 122nd and Glee. Um,
mm.
Mhm.
I was there from when they opened until like
Jody.
for 9 or 10 months, and then I left because I had a super big medical op out Sherwood that I was like, man, I can't be staying up till 4 in the morning
Whoa.
DJing
He
anymore.
said
So I
Jody's.
focused on my
The
cultivation efforts
Jody's
that
Strip
summer and left
Club.
that. But I gotta, yeah, dude, like I gotta say that it's cool that you guys are out there and reviewing that kind of content too, because it's I ran into and there's like strip club folks, but I would run so many weed folks and weed homies at the strip club. You know what I mean? It was
Mhm.
just, what's up, you
Yeah,
DJ?
it's
Like, yeah,
different,
man.
bro. Can I say something,
Yeah.
man, to what's going
Yeah,
on in
do your
some of these
thing.
strip clubs right now? Well,
Yeah.
what goes? Well, you know how you have your smoking section, right? And I don't know if you guys
Yeah, it's
have
like a
that where
deck
you're at. I
outside.
know in
It's a
Oregon,
deck
man. Look,
outside.
okay, look here, man. We go to a bar that's got a patio or a strip club that's got a
Yes.
patio on the back, out in the back, right? And it might be at what? I don't know, it might be 14 feet, a little bit more than 16, 18 by 20 or something like that. Just like a patio. And it might be covered and it's got ashtrays and shit. And, you know, for the patrons that actually, come in and actually, purchase food or alcohol or anything like that, they can go out in the back and instead of having to go out in the front, and indulge in their nicotine, uh, they allow us to indulge outside in the back with in our marijuana activities.
Yep.
You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying to you, man?
Yeah, dude.
Again,
Like
the
yeah,
perfect forum.
hell yeah. And
You're
I
not
love
getting
that
what I
shit
just
cuz
said to you, man.
what
What I'm
well cuz
saying
as
to
a
you, man, is they are really allowing. See, with the laws that are going on, they are allowing us in Oregon to go to a strip club or a bar, and if we smoke, go out on the back patio. Well,
yeah.
marijuana's legal. He'll let us smoke weed on the back patio, man. Weed
Yeah.
tobacco on the back patio at that particular owner's and club's discretion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that was the thing too is sometimes security. Like out of 10 guys, maybe one or two would be a fucking asshole and say, "Hey, you can't smoke out." But they wouldn't tell on you or call the cops. They would just come out and say, "Hey, you got to put that out." You know what I mean? Real gentlemanly, but those other fucking eight or nine guys, they didn't give a shit. And as a DJ, like some girls are on dope or whatever, but there was always that that top 20% who performed well and made their tip. We treated each other well, but usually and fucking almost all the time, bro, that top 20 performing percent at the strip club as far as dancers, they all and so it was like they'd bring their little, blunt to work, and I bring my blunt to work, and it's
Yeah.
like we take two breaks, smoke yours, smoke mine. All
Mhm.
right, cool, let's get back to work. And it just the camaraderie as a DJ with my coworkers was solidified and strengthened more through cannabis and just being in a rec state too, and not catching any shit from
Yeah.
anybody. It just felt okay, man. Like, this is how it
Yeah.
should be. We're not bothering anybody. You just came here, have a good time, and look at some women
Well,
and
that's
throw
what's
a couple
giving.
dollar
Well,
bills.
that's what's going on right now, man. And They are basically shit. We got little smoke lounges here, man. I gotta get over to this one smoke lounge. As a matter of fact, Callie, I gotta get over here this week, man, and take some pictures and film this joint, man. The smoke lounge. We got a smoke lounge over here, so I gotta get over here and see
Yeah.
what's going on with it.
Well, we need to
Uh,
definitely do a review on that smoke lounge.
Is that the one on 11th and Pal Northwest Cannabis Club?
damn. I
Is
think
that
it
where it's
may
at?
be that one or something like that, or the one on.
Because those guys,
It's
man,
one on like
when I worked for
17th
my
or something
uncle in
like that
Seattle,
too, or 21st.
it was
There's a
it
couple
was
of
the
them, and I got to get over there.
yeah the Northwest Cannabis Market in
The
Seattle. They got two
Northwest
locations.
Cannabis Club. That's where I got to
Yeah,
get to. I just left the Cannonball 2 weeks ago. Me and my nephew
yeah,
Six. We just
dude.
left the Cannonball on 92nd and Powell. Oh boy, that was my first time there, and boy, I swear we had a ball. It's on
Yeah,
my
Yeah.
page.
man.
It's my
And
last post on my page, man. And we got invited again next year. So hopefully the thing is we're going to be getting a lot of banners, you know, and a lot of marketing tools for, Sex Strange to actually be at a lot of these conventions and weed
Yeah,
conventions
we got a lot of
also.
up and coming
So
venues.
yeah, dude, I think if you guys yeah, if you get a table at an event, like, and you just have a couple of model girls, because I've seen that at different weed functions, but if it's just your table with your logo on the
Yeah.
t-shirts and all that, like, fuck,
yeah,
man, that shit
Yeah,
is
we got the
priceless,
team working on that diligently right now. I've had invitations for the company to more than 5 or 6 venues in one year, especially here in Mass, down in DC, a couple of different places. So we'll we'll definitely have that in the air in the part of our marketing stream. And we're also looking for those cannabis models. I mean, that's exactly what happens on a day-to-day basis. My team, they do different interviews and different second interviews and different casting for different models. And one love to all the models that do hit back and tell me that they're so busy, but they love the company and they're gonna when they find some time, they're definitely gonna come. And could they please do a review video? I really admire and love them for that. Shout out to the ladies.
no doubt, man. Ladies, if there's anybody listening and you create online content, please holler at Cali Love online,
Yeah,
especially if you smoke, like, create something for their website, because
yeah, yeah,
everybody has their fans only premium Snapchat and shit, but
yeah.
contribute something to the culture, ladies. Holler at your boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like,
tell
man.
you, man, my phone rings almost 24/7 because on my business card, when I got my business cards done years ago, I actually put my actual phone number on there. So I have to screen. My executive assistant, she screens most of the calls and she does every first interview. So, good
Yeah,
try.
yeah, that's dope, man. Dude, I answer anything from a 503. I'm like, it could be a fucking guy for the show or a job, or most times it's
Yeah.
a fucking robot trying to fucking get me to give, and I'm like, whatever. But like, I
Yeah.
understand. But you probably get many more cool calls than the fucking robot.
Yeah. Yeah. They come through.
Yeah.
They
So
definitely come through.
so before we went live, Cali Love, we were
Yeah.
talking about your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and also about the show that you have. You're also, in addition to sexandstrains.com, you
Yeah. Yeah.
created an online TV show, which is
Yeah.
cannabis oriented, and
Yeah.
you're like, can you talk about that a little bit, dude? Because and we have 20 minutes in the hour segment. If you guys want to stay
Okay.
on longer, please do, because
All right.
I don't have anywhere to go or anything to do. I'm sure Mitchell and those guys can hang, 9:30 or something. So it just I want to hear as much about the stuff that you guys are doing. I don't want to limit it to an hour if we don't have to. If
All
you can
right.
talk about the show that you have, man.
All right. Well, it's all good. We have my business associate, Oh Boy Section Strange is my company. My business associate is a friend of mine. His name is Ching America Films. And Ching America Films is the film company that I'm the executive advisor to. And what happens is Ching and I got together, and he had already had a continent of hits of web series. He was one of the first persons to do web series coming out of the New England state. And when we got together, we put together a couple of shows. One in which we won an award for Bishop and the Juice Crew, which is one of the Ching America films. Homicide Hartford, 860 Hartford, which is another show, and our most recent show, Ganja Boy. Now, Ganja Boy is
Mm-hmm.
it's our project, and it's especially sincere to me because everybody loves it. And how I
Yeah.
title it is Ganja Boy is a modern day Cheech and Chong, a better than half baked, and a higher than how high. That's how we
Yeah,
market it. You
dude.
feel me?
Yeah. And
And if you
and
take a
those
look at it, if
that's
you
the
take a look at
classic in
Ganja
my
Boy,
head, dude. You know,
yeah,
like
if
that.
you take a look at Ganja Boy, trust me, everybody who's seen Ganja Boy, they binge watch it. They go back and they watch it over and over, and they're like, man, the language, the culture, and we have a different strain of marijuana in each episode, each chapter. So, like I said, my boy Ching America, shout out to Ching America Film, shout out to CT
Shout
Terra,
out Ching.
and
Shout out CT
our
Terra.
entire cast. Yeah, our entire cast that we have, our committee, everything at Ching America Films. And if you look, everybody wants to make sure you go on to Ching America Films and look at the upcoming projects because we're in negotiation right now with a distribution deal for Ganja Boy specifically. So I want the world to see what Ganja Boy really and truly is, man. Again, it's for our culture,
No
and
doubt.
yeah,
And
no doubt. And
and I like, dude. I don't want you to spoil anything, but like, so, like, are you gonna like sell it to YouTube or Netflix or Hulu or something? Like, are they like, can we get a whole season of the
no,
shit? And
I'll put it to you like this: we got something big in the making, and 420 will be the start and expedition of it all.
tight, dude. Yeah. Like
Hmm.
I think our first episode last year was on 421. And we had Jackson McCormick from Natural Wonders. Shout out to Jackson. That's my guy.
Hmm.
He owns a dispensary called Natural Wonders in Portland, and I knew he had a bunch of shit going on 420. And then Josh
Yeah,
Galbraith too. He was on our very first
Mm-hmm.
episode too, and he was
yeah.
at
I
That's
just
my
Kaya.
watched
boy
that
right
today.
here.
Yeah,
Me and
he was
Josh,
at Kaya Shack, so I
Josh
know he had
Galbraith and
shit
I,
going on.
me and Josh went to school together, man, for years.
Ah, that's tight, man. Yeah, I like him a lot. Like,
Yeah, shout out to
man,
Josh, man. Josh a
yeah,
good dude.
and dude, I met him. It was like a Facebook weed group or something, and he was just posting that he had like some teens like that were
Yeah,
vegged out for sale, and I had like space for 5 more plants in my backyard, so I was just like, "Yo, what's up?" And he was like, "Man, I'm just trying to trade for some oil." I had a bunch of distillate and fucking syringes, so I was just like, "Bro, me," and we met at the strip club, bro. It was over there off of Pal. What's it like, Deviate or something with a D? It's right there on like Pal and
Yeah,
McLaughlin, man.
DV8. You,
Yeah, man. We met there. And it's like I drank a beer waiting for him, and then he showed up, called me. I was like, "You want to go inside?" He's like, "Man, I'll hang out for it." I'm sure he's married. I don't want to put him on blast and stuff, but it just
yeah,
it was cool. We met there. We put the plants in my fucking trunk, gave him the distillate, and bounced. And it just ever since then, I just stayed in contact with him, and he's just a really good dude, man, and
yeah,
making
yeah, that's
moves on all kinds of different avenues. He linked me up with you guys too, man. So shout out
yeah.
to Josh,
Shout out
man.
to Josh, man. Shout
shout
out to
out to
Yeah.
some of those
Josh, man.
ladies.
That's
Shout out to some of those ladies in the cannabis industry, like Miss Oregon and Lady Furnace and Gina J. You got some real ladies that are putting forth a hell of an effort, man, and making a lasting impression on the industry, man. And I commend on what they're doing.
No
I
doubt, man.
consider them my ganja girls.
No doubt.
yes.
Same,
Look like
man.
Mitch over there watching Ganja Boy right now. Look, come on, man. Start at chapter 4, baby.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mitchell and Jess out there in production, man. Those are my guys.
Yeah,
Turn Dad's podcast.
yeah. Shout out to Hitman, man. Stank Boy Seeds, man. My homie Hitman, man. Always with
Yes,
you in
sir.
mind, man. And just, you know,
Yeah, Hitman out there, man, in Oklahoma right now. Man, Lawton,
Oh,
Oklahoma, he's
what?
got that sex driver Kush popping off. And it's in
That's
yeah,
stores
tight.
Um, and it's one of the best cultivators I've ever been around as of right now. It's got all kind of strains, all kind of seeds going on,
Yeah.
man. And just
That's dope,
I'm, I'm, I'm just
man.
I'm just glad to have him
Cause
a part of the Minority Growers Association.
Yeah.
man, if you can plug me in with him, I'd love to have him on the show too. Cause I had one homie from Washington that I thought was heading out there, and I don't think he did. Like he
Yeah.
didn't he like he whatever for whatever reason he didn't head out there. There's a couple girls on my friends list that are from there. They're not. I don't think they're cultivating or anything. So as far as
Mm.
that state goes, it seems hella Wild West still. And I'm like, fuck, man, if I had the loot, I just bail there. And because like you can get a license, there's like no limitations to anything there right now, really, So it would be dope to have him on the show and ask him about that too, man.
Yeah.
It seems hella Wild West, and it's like, man, as long as you got quality product and you're a promo and people will shop with you can gain a piece of this pie. Because
Yeah.
that's one thing I've seen is it's a state by state basis. The pie is only this big. So
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
legalization happens, how big is your slice of the pie? Because it's not going to get larger than that. And maybe once it goes federally, people can export and send shit out. But for now, it's like how many people live in your state and how many of them buy weed on a
That's
regular
another
basis.
segment right there. I could answer a lot of those
Yeah,
questions. I've been
you
telling
know,
That
people.
that,
and
that
I've
goes
been
on
telling.
with the marketing strategy.
yeah, dude, because
Hmm.
in Oregon, that's what bummed me out. That's why I left. Is it would just like
Hmm?
the packs I had medically from I couldn't give that shit away in 2017. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
no, we'll give you this, and it's like I spent too much fucking time and effort to get
Yeah.
that. I'm like, what the fuck? So it just
Well,
I
oh, I'm
try
so.
not to
Hold on, man. I
be
don't want to cut you off, but you
no,
just
no, do your
said a
thing, man. Do your thing.
mouthful right there.
Interrupt.
What year was that?
That was 2017.
When certain growers that were medical marijuana growers or were certified medical marijuana providers and cultivators that had patience, because I was a medical marijuana under the OMP since
Yep.
inception, okay,
Yep.
and it all depended on the cultivator and the grower on what your allotment would be. And if
Yeah.
some guys didn't know how to grow or their farm wasn't as large as others, your 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 choice of selection, okay,
Yeah.
was limited.
Yep.
Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right, dude. And right before rec, a more medical like people would because I was always trying to get patients to put on my farm because I was trying to go as big as I could, and patients would say
And
that,
that
well,
and that
this
was
guy,
a that was the industry hustle here in Oregon
yeah,
at that time.
it was,
If you look back, at the time and you compare the time then and you look at what's going on now, you'll know that was the Oregon industry hustle.
well,
That
dude,
was
and
the
it was,
Oregon marijuana, legal Oregon marijuana history of. That was their
it,
hustle, bro. Okay,
but
because right
it
now,
was
if you know
chintzing
what's
up, it
going
was
on right
chintzing
now,
up
they're not
then.
letting no, they're not letting anything. You can't get a license here if you had $2 million. They all held
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah, it's whack,
Mhm.
man. And with the like certain medical growers, like patients would tell me they were like, "Well, this guy online offered me an ounce per," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "He should give you 2 ounces per month." And they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Cause
Hmm.
the law is
That's the
written
law.
for possession
The
at
law.
24 ounces,
By
so
law.
that it's that breaks
By
down at
law
2 ounces per month. That's a year for
at that
two per
time.
month, you know." Yeah,
Now,
and so like people were
if
even chintzing on that, and so it's like that's how I would entice people is like, yo, I'll give you a pound and a half, and these are the 10 strains I got. They're like, whoa, you got this? I'm like, yeah, like yeah, I'll hook you up, man. Holla at me for Thanksgiving, bro. I'm like, I
Yeah.
got you. It's nothing.
Well, the industry is going to be, like I said before, it's going to be overly regulated, to the
Yes.
very end because there's so many opportunities involved. And the whole thing about anybody coming into the industry right now, it's going to be very hard in the future to market cannabis because the value has now been identified. They've
Yeah.
identified the value and everything, and they've seen it. They got statistics to go along with it globally. So everybody wants to jump in. So what happens is you got to revert back to the original P&M strategy again. You have to market your product. You have to have high end quality product, and that's what Sex and Strange. That's what we do. I make sure we have high quality content, high quality marijuana strains, and anything we do, it can't be mediocre. And you got to start questioning, PMM. The question being, you got to start branding uniquely. You got to
Yeah.
start marketing uniquely what you're gonna have and put out there these days because it's gonna get harder and harder.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I commend you fellas too, because I don't know. I'm a fan of weed and women. Those two are combined on
There
a
we go, baby.
photo
Oh
or a
boy.
video. Like I'm gonna watch
Oh
that. I'm
boy.
gonna watch that over the fucking YouTube ad that's fucking it's some farmer talking about how they grew barley or hops and then the hemp law changed and it's like a
Yeah,
15-minute ad. I'm like, I don't want this guy
yeah,
doesn't he's not a part of my culture. He's just trying to cash in, so I don't want to listen to what he has to say. But
yeah,
you guys, on the other hand, I'm like, nah, yeah,
yeah.
check
Got
this
to be
out.
innovative, man. And that's the whole thing
Yeah,
about it. You
Yes.
got to be innovative with it. We got to have a little fun. I mean, this is my life. This is my career. So I had to implement a little form of fun, man. Got to be
yeah,
exotic at some point in time.
yeah,
You know.
man. Well, like
What
that's
we were talking
why.
about earlier, KK, when we were talking about the music aspect. I
Yes.
have one featured artist. We have one featured artist on Section Strange, which is Ballhead Man. Ballhead Man is a
Yeah,
personal friend
yeah,
of mine that I grew up with.
yep.
And he does hip hop rap, which is rock from a rock based vibe. And I'm actually, Section Strange, we're actually shopping his deal and distributing his deal and just putting out his content commensurate with the company. So shout out to Ballhead Man, my partner from Oakland, California, E. Bush Man, for being that artist, for having that song. I always and it's just like you got to just be innovative, man. You can't stop. The thing
No,
about social reform and social presence is a continuum of material, a consistency of material. That's how
yeah,
it
man.
works. You got
Yeah,
to be relevant, man. It has to be relevant.
yeah, dude. And like, dude, that's I'm a musician. It was rap when I was a kid.
Mhm.
When I got to Portland, I had a band for a year and a half. The band broke up, and I just stayed rock and roll after that with my producer. And it's been 7 years since I put out an album. I got a bunch of songs ready to release as singles this year, but I started doing the podcast last year, and
Mhm.
I enjoy it a lot. And consistency, how you're talking about that, that's the most
Yeah.
important thing to me. We have to do it every week on Sunday live
Yeah.
at 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we can't book a guest or a guest flakes out, then we gotta go live for at least 30 minutes and talk
Yeah.
about the industry. And it's sometimes it's difficult, but it's awesome when I can link with guys like you that have stuff that they're trying to promote too, man, and
Yeah.
create some good content, dude, because that's the main thing is like if it sucks and nobody cares about what you're talking about, then fuck, who's gonna listen? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Exactly.
so I appreciate you guys come on the show because this is a really good interview, and I just hope that anybody listening can hit up their website too, sexandstrains.com, and then
Mhm.
look up Ganja Boy on YouTube because it
Ching
really is
America
good.
Films.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ching America Films is the channel. It really is good content that's cannabis industry related. So I thank you guys for doing the cross promotion and all that, man, because
Yeah.
like that's a
Well, we
reason why
thank
we
you for
started
having us
doing the
on, man.
podcast. Well,
You
that's
know,
I
we
started
thank you
doing the
for having us
podcast
on.
too because for a couple of years I would look online and not to hate on Ganja Boy because you say Cheech and Chong, but it like most of the podcasts that I would see online were guys that were in character like Cheech and Chong trying to
Yeah.
talk about the weed. And now you guys don't actually have any experience. You guys are just reading articles online talking about it from your character's point of
Yeah.
view. You know what I mean? And it wasn't entertaining to me, so I was just like, man, we gotta do our own. Shout out to Will for helping us start out, man. Maybe he can come future. I don't know what he's up to. He's probably super busy, but it just
Yeah.
I wanted to. I worked with him at a dispensary, and we would have super dope convo, and we're just like, we got to do a podcast because talking about weed is the shit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
every so it just most of those podcasts that I heard before we started creating ours were not entertaining or engaging to me. We wanted to try and create something different too. So, it's man, fuck, it's cool that you guys, man, sexandstrains.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
I think the website's dope, and I haven't watched the Ganja Boy, Ganja Boy TV show yet, but I think Mitchell and Jesse have seen an episode, so I'm sure they're
Yeah.
vouching
Started
for it, saying it's
started
legit.
chapter
Yeah,
4,
yeah,
man. So you guys will get
yeah,
it.
yeah. So,
And trust me, y'all be ready. Y'all
yeah.
be
So,
ready. Usually
yeah,
when we film KK, usually we do one takes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Ganja Boy, we can't even do one takes with Ganja Boy because I mean it's so funny, and then my cast and my crew and all of us. I mean they be so high. It's just we're trying not to let. I mean it's just the experience alone, man. That's why we had to do on location and bloopers for this particular segment of Ganja Boy because, like I said, me and Ching alone filming, and I'm on my hands in different angles and exposure, man. I'm laughing like a motherfucker. Everybody high as a kite.
no doubt, no doubt.
A
Okay.
modern day Cheech and Chong, man.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see it on the fucking smart TV too, man. Like,
Yeah,
once you guys
yeah,
secure that, I'm gonna be like, "Yeah," then I'm gonna share the shit out of that. Like, man, check this
yeah,
out.
bro.
I got these guys on the show. Check it out. But so I haven't reverted to any of these for the whole show, but I
Mhm.
want to before it's over, just because I feel like it's relevant. So there's two sides to this question, and I want both of you guys to answer. Um, the first part of the question is, what has been your smartest move on the path to where you're at right now? And then the other side of that coin and that question is, what has been your biggest mistake, on the path to where you're at right now? Because like, talking about the good shit is always fun. I
Mhm.
enjoy that. But just for our listeners, I feel like the stuff that's fucked up and went wrong and taught you something is relevant too. So, like, that's still part of the experience. If you guys could elaborate on that, your best move and your biggest.
Okay. Um, for me, for the company for Oh Boy Sex and Strange, which is sexandstrange.com, the the high points, the key points are the elements of success. It's just like just having primary sources of profit. Having an angle, having a team that works diligently 24/7. I mean, KV, my executive assistant, my director, my whole team, Ching America Films, both companies, we're just on it 24/7 to try to promote, capture, and expose the company. You know, and as far as the flaws, the mistakes that have been made, which you learn to capitalize on, probably has been content production. You can't slack when you're trying to push and escalate and innovate a company. You can't slack off. You have to have continued consistency with content. And whenever something happens, somebody has a bad day, they can't get this done, they can't get that done, and you're actually dependent on your company, you have to have it structured as a company. It can't be no friends. It can't be no family. It has to be structured in relevance like a corporate structure, vertically integrated on from there to here, to where's all the team. If you notice, I never say staff because I don't believe in staff. I believe everybody that works with me is a part of our team.
Word.
So, yeah, yeah.
Same,
So,
same.
yeah. Come
Shout
on,
out to
KV.
Mitch. Shout out to Jess. You know what I mean? Like, man, for real. Team, man. Team.
Team, baby boy.
One of my best moves, man. One of my best moves. One of my best moves
Yeah.
was as of right now. I'm gonna tell you a couple of them. It's a
Yep.
couple of
Yeah, man.
them. One of them was hooking up with my partner, Hitman and Stank Boy Seeds
Okay.
Yeah.
in 2018, man, and really building that relationship and just strengthening it and keeping it. Not only that, but just building and strengthening relationships. Period. As time progresses and goes on, for me, has always been my best moves. Is has always been to strengthen and build a relationship based on overall performance. Um, Shit, me man, my goal is to be a walking billboard. Okay, is to be a walking advertisement, a one-stop shopping center. Um,
Yep.
for whatever and everything that I am involved with.
Mhm.
Okay, I'd probably say my second best thing that I did, man, was hook up with my family, old boy Kelly Love, man, and start fucking with
Yeah,
Sex and
yeah.
Strays. I
No
bullshit you
doubt.
not.
For sure.
No, dude, I Josh put me on to you guys, and I was just like, fuck, this website's tough. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
Okay.
there's legit content. Like,
Um,
these guys are trying to make some good shit. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, man, hell yeah.
I say
You
one of
know?
my regrets or my mistakes. Let's see. One of my mistakes, man. Um, Fuck. Let me see.
Yeah,
I
man.
should.
Cause man,
It's just
don't be
so many,
scared,
man.
and
Listen, man.
don't
It is
You say
so
it's
yeah,
so
many.
many.
you can
It
share
is
more
so
than one,
many. I'm
because
trying to
like
figure
I
out how
have
many,
many,
what
bro. You know,
mistakes.
many.
Because there's so many, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. A lot of this shit ain't,
Just
man. A lot
pinpoint
of this
one,
shit
baby
ain't
boy.
sunshine every day, man. One of my mistakes. Fuck, I done made a few of them. God damn. Hey, man, I'm gonna be real. Being an asshole, not being
Same,
likable.
same, same,
For real. So I'm just gonna sum this shit up to, man. All right,
same.
all right, for real,
Sometimes
man.
I'm just like,
For real.
yeah,
All
fuck this guy,
right,
fuck his team. I don't give a fuck, man. You know, like that's
that
having that
and I'll
attitude is
say
I'm guilty of,
that and
bro.
I'll
I'm
say
guilty
losing
too.
focus, getting caught up in shit that don't add up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
yeah, man.
Yeah, we all
Losing
responsible for
focus,
shit like that.
and getting caught up in the shit that don't add up to the bottom line.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
not
if it don't
talking
make
about,
dollars, it don't make sense.
family. I'm talking about dealing with your business and with your business partners. Okay? For real.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. I agree,
Okay?
man. Sometimes it's
Um,
just not working out, and it's like, you know. And
one of the
Yeah.
things I pride myself on, though, I will say this. One of the things I pride myself on, man, is my work ethic.
same.
Um,
I'm same.
Goes a
that
long way.
I'm a procrastinator, but I still grind hard. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to work on shit I don't want to work on. I have to go to work to pay my bills. Like I fucking try and book people for the podcast because I want people on the podcast. Like
Mhm.
nobody's paying. You know what I mean? But it's like, man,
Yeah.
I want to consistently make a good show so I can sell sponsorship or advert. What I mean? So it's I don't know, dude. Like, yeah, I try to remain focused, and that is difficult sometimes because
That's
the
all we can
first,
do though is keep our focus, man. And then this
yeah,
allows us to be better when we got a foundation, our very own foundation of support. When we can do this, and we utilize and realize our resources, and as we used to say, kick rocks and connect blocks. Because I'm gonna tell somebody like I did today. I told about 10 or 12 of my partners, check out this podcast. These are my boys. We'll be on there tonight. I want you guys to tap in, tune in. So it's all about how you resource yourself and how you recommend and admire and appreciate your loved ones and the people that support you.
Yeah, man. No doubt. And
You know?
yeah, real community vibes too, dude. Cause
Yeah,
I've had I had my homie Monster Beast on the show from Phoenix, but nobody else has really hollered back from down here. I've talked to multiple shops. It's like everybody's too busy or too cool. But shout out to Monster Beast because he was a dope interview and had some cool music stuff to talk about. He hosts a lot of the music functions down here, but
yeah,
it's a joy to me to be able to talk about other stuff than just weed that's related to weed. So
yeah,
it's and also guys who are creating content, man. Man, click on this
yeah,
and check it out, man. It's
yeah,
tight
yeah, yeah,
because a lot of and maybe I don't think we're friends on Facebook or anything, but I post political conspiracy theory bullshit. But I don't watch any TV anymore, fellas. Like I just don't
Oh,
pay
okay.
attention to it. I'd rather see what guys like you and everyone else is creating on YouTube and then
Yeah,
hear their take on the events that have taken place that are on TV. But it's like, I don't care what fucking Joe Schmo fucking teleprompter going to say about this event. Like, I want to hear
yeah,
the homie on YouTube, giving the real, because he's looking at way more and saying way more than what they're saying on TV, and so the content that is being created by communities like ours online is really where it's at, and that's what I choose to tune into because that's
yeah,
what's actually happening on the ground, and it hasn't been filtered through some suit behind a desk in Hollywood or
yeah,
anywhere else. It's like, nah, man, like nobody green lighted this
Yeah.
shit.
You're getting
You
live
know?
action
yeah,
all in the field, all on the court as it's happening, live action.
Yeah,
yeah.
man. And
Them
I
cats
just,
can't identify, so you
yeah.
know,
And that was another motivation for the podcast too, is just anytime the news talks about something, there's rarely a quote. And if there is a quote, it's like less than 15 words from a guy about
yeah,
one thing, and that's it. And then it's their take on it. And it's like, you guys are missing a whole bunch of this shit from everyone else's point of view. Like, we need, like, these other people need to speak their piece too. Like, not Joe Schmo fucking teleprompter on the fucking
yeah,
TV. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it just I don't know, man. Like I appreciate what you guys are doing.
We
It's dope to
appreciate you, man, for being able to give us
it's
a voice to be able
yeah,
to
man.
to to
exactly.
let the people know, who we are and what we're about.
No
And
doubt, man.
I thank you for us to be able to have this opportunity, man. An hour and a half that just of us just being on this podcast, educating and teaching and sharing. Um, and introducing ourselves, man. So we thank you, man. Thanks, man. We thank you,
Yeah, we
bro.
duly
For
appreciate it.
real, man. You and your whole staff, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, duly
My
appreciative,
team,
man.
my team. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
There you go.
because we are like my homies have their company and I have my company, and we're both certified Indian businesses on our reservations.
Yeah,
We're trying to milk this internet business thing because we don't have to pay to governments on taxes once it makes
yeah.
money. You know
Capitalize
what I
on it,
mean?
man. That's good.
Yeah, and it's just I'm just glad to have some team members who aren't too busy to do work and contribute. Shout
Yeah.
out to Mitchell and Jesse because they both do, man. Like, it's a weekly thing. And sometimes it's like, fuck, fellas,
Yeah.
nobody responded. I couldn't get a guest. It's going to be me by myself. You know what I mean? And so those guys will still look up stuff online for me to talk about and
Hmm.
give my take on while we're on the show. And it still turns out okay for 30 or 40 minutes. It's just
Mm.
consistency is key, man. You know, so
Yeah,
it is a tough grind. So I appreciate you guys and I respect everything that you're fucking doing, man.
yeah.
I got a question
Appreciate
for
that,
you,
man.
man.
Yeah.
And this goes for you too, Kelly. Check it out. Did you guys read about what just happened in Chicago with them opening
No.
up the dispensary and then
Legalization.
on I believe the south side, one of the dispensaries got robbed?
For how much?
You guys read that article yet?
No.
Nah,
You ain't read that article yet?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
nope.
What happened?
It's getting ready to
Man,
go
it's an
down.
all. We're the only industry that's basically a 96% all cash basis. You know,
Mm-hmm.
most of the banks and everything, they don't want to deal with the word quote unquote cannabis companies. They want to deal with them, but they want to deal with them with a long spoon. So
Yeah.
again, innovative. The word innovative has to come into play with what we're doing, how we're doing. Certain things have to be taken advantage of. You have to beef up your security. You have to make more relationships with security companies and this, that, and the other. Anything that'll be made as a preventive measure for all the BS to come into play. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing here in AZ too. They always have an armed
Yeah,
outside of every dispensary.
yeah. You
He's
got to do that.
vested. Yeah, it's not an intimidation thing, but it's like, yo, if you want to try it, you
I,
know,
man, I think
here's a flyer for you. Yeah,
security
here's
companies in the last 5 years have gone up. For
yeah,
real.
fuck yeah.
Yeah. For real, man. They've gone up, man. So, everybody's making a good contribution. But like I said, it's us that evolve in this culture, that stay in this culture, that are made for this culture, that make it work. And it's only us. So we have to keep our forum tight, keep our resources tight, and do what we're doing like right now. Honest and open vibes, man. Good vibes, good
Mm-hmm.
understanding, man. Peace and love with all of us.
No doubt, no
Now,
doubt.
I got another question.
Yep,
Check it out. You in Arizona, right? Cali
yep,
in Connecticut. Check it out.
yep.
Here in Oregon, there are some delivery companies. Do you guys have any delivery companies in Arizona that are legally delivering cannabis to its patients and or customers?
Nah, it's
Hell no.
illegal. Nah, it's
You
illegal as
can't do
fuck.
that, man.
Nah, like when I first got down here, it like I tried to holler at shops because they're still medical, and it's like they were like, we can only grab from another shop who has a grow, and I'm like, it's
Yeah,
not tracking the state. What the fuck? And they were just like, nah, we can't do that. I'm like, what up? So I
That's
yeah.
figured
funny.
out on
All right.
IG that they have
That's
these
still
farmers
against the
markets.
law, baby boy.
Yeah, they have farmers market, and it's like private on IG. You send your card and your ID, and they invite you. I figured out how to become a vendor, and at the first ones I went to, fuck, they were cracking. There was like 2 or 3 thousand people. Like, holy shit, this is worth the $200 for a table. You know what I mean? Because I'll cake up. But the guy who was running those, I guess, got knocked. Like he got in trouble for running a delivery service or something. It's like
Yeah,
Mm.
everybody on IG circulated his little rap sheet photo, and it was just like, fuck, I was bummed. And I figured out a couple other ones to go to after that, but they just didn't have the attendance. You know what I mean? So it's like, man,
Mm-hmm.
this ain't worth the table.
State to
So
state regulations, man. So, wow,
yeah,
that's funny.
and so
Well,
yeah, it just that's why I'm heading back to the Northwest just because I just want to grow my own and not have to deal with what's available in the desert. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
it's funny that you say that. Callie said, hell no. You said no. All right, well, check this out. I know you probably going to laugh when I tell y'all this because you probably ain't seen this shit. In Oregon, around here, they got some delivery services, man. Did you know that?
Yeah,
They
well,
got what?
Huh?
I've got
They
handed
got a weed
cards
delivery
before.
service to you, man. You're a patient, man.
Yeah, but that's in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in
Huh?
Oregon. That's in Oregon. They
You
got
didn't know that?
caregivers whatever state is legal, yeah. But once you start that interstate and all that other stuff, man, no.
Yeah.
Hold on. I just found out. I'm about to do the research on it, and I want you guys to help me. Maybe it can be another segment. But peep game, and this is real, because I was with the bud tender just the other day at the dispensary, and we was talking about it. And there's a law. I don't know if I gotta Google this shit, but I want us all to Google it so next time we get back together, we can have an issue to talk about. You know, there are a lot of these legal states that are popping up legal. Case in point, Illinois, okay, that went legal, recreation, and they can sell, distribute at dispensaries, okay. I don't know if y'all found out or been paying attention, but Illinois ran out of weed. Did y'all know that?
Nah.
Yeah, we knew that. I knew that.
They can't. They just
Yeah.
talking about, hey man, we ain't gonna be able
I don't think it's
have
I
no
don't
more
think it's
weed
one
for y'all
place that
till
went
March.
legal. There's not one place that went legal that did not run out of weed.
Yeah. That's pretty much once it goes
What'd you
rec,
say?
that's what happens.
I don't think it's
Oh,
been one place
talking about
that
them new
got
states.
turned legal.
Talking about them new
Yeah.
states. He talking about them new states.
Yeah.
See,
Once it goes rec, they run out.
I giggle, man, because in Oregon we're not gonna have that problem. Okay, honestly, we're not gonna see that problem. We never
Yeah,
will
man.
see that. I guarantee you, we won't ever see that problem, man. Okay.
Yeah, it's populated
Because,
different.
huh?
It's
Yeah, it
populated
is.
different.
Yeah, there's only 3 million people that live.
Yeah, that's populated different, KV. I mean, you talking about a big city, and they're doing basically like
No, man.
an introduction offering for sale.
Yeah.
You're right,
Because
but I'm just
Illinois.
man. Listen to me. I'm just gonna hear me out. You guys go on my IG page. You'll go down and you'll see where it say Oregon is sitting on X amount of pounds of weed. Da 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 da. I'm going to
Yeah, man.
explain to you the future, what's getting ready to happen here in the next year and a half or so. Okay, it's privileged information. Probably shouldn't even be sharing this, but it happens. Look, there's a law here, man, that is allowed certain legal states to negotiate distribution from legal state to legal state.
Yeah, man.
So I'm just saying, and Oregon is top on the list. Okay, or there are some cultivators that have a license to be able to cultivate in more than just one state. Also, now what's getting ready to be on the federal marijuana lobby is actually legal state to legal state distribution. Okay, let's just say per case in case in point. I've been talking about Illinois. Okay,
Yeah.
that's because I know Illinois ain't got enough growers and cultivators that are A1 that got as much information or know how to grow like these cats out here in California and Oregon. I just know it. Callie, am I right or am I wrong?
Nah.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like you're right too. Same in AZ, bro. Like I'm not impressed
Right,
with the work.
now check this out. Oregon is gonna let a motherfucker grow weed, bro. Okay. To the legal states that aren't growing, that aren't running out of weed, Washington, Oregon, California, shit like that aren't running out. Okay, that's because they have enough cultivators on paper legally, okay, that will that the state that the government has allowed them to just keep fucking growing. Illinois didn't
Yep.
think they was gonna run out of weed, man. They don't have enough growers there. Period.
Nope.
They don't have enough growers to grow all year long. Hopefully they just figured that shit out.
Yeah, man. You gotta supplement all those fucking warehouses with outdoor too, dude. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just not gonna.
Where they gonna grow at, cold as it is? They gotta have everything indoor.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's
And
right. I'm
that
telling you,
lighting in
man.
that lighting in that LED thing right there is gonna be cost effective for real.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
so I don't think they were really. I don't know who or their sales projection is or their grower projection is, but man, if you're gonna do something like that, I would at least advise the motherfuckers to allow your cultivators, your legal cultivators of that new pioneered legal marijuana state, allow them to grow for a year and a half or two, just grow all year long, so you guys don't have a supply and demand problem. Because that's all it is, man. I mean, I read the article, man, and it said they're gonna have to wait till March for a reharvest. There's no. I don't understand, man. If you can reharvest every 3.5, 4 months,
2.5, 3 months if you got the space.
depending on the strain,
just stagger your
if it's
rooms
indoor or outdoor,
yeah.
or if it's outdoor sun grown.
Well, yeah, for outside, you could pull 2 cycles depending on where you're at.
Depending on where you're at, yeah. So
yeah. So
hey fellas, I gotta sign off. I got my phone's going crazy. I got my team, everybody hitting in right now. So I want to extend my thanks to Concerned Dabs.
Oh
yeah,
no doubt.
Let you guys know, man, I really and truly appreciate it. And I do hope that in the near future I'll be back on with the MGA or Ganja Boy or something so we can have this same type of vibes right here. And I'll be tuning in and having all of my people tune in to you guys every Sunday as well.
No doubt. Thanks, man.
yes,
I'll send you the link once we have the links for Spotify and YouTube. I'll send them to you, and yeah,
most definitely.
We'd love to have you back. Can you shout out your social media and everything before you sign?
Oh yeah, this is Oh Boy Section of Strange, man. I'm the CEO, CVO, Oh Boy California Love, man. East Oakland's own Young Vance, man. Shout out to East Oakland, California. Shout out to that village where I'm from, man. From the Ville to the Hill. Shout out to Hartford, Connecticut. Boss Life Players, Stanford, Connecticut. Worldwide, my ghetto to your ghetto, backyard to yard. You know how we do, man. Oh boy.
No doubt. I'll hit you up, bro, man. Have a good night.
All right, good night, man. Much love, y'all.
Yep.
Stay blazed.
Much love.
Yep.
All right, KV, hit me later on too.
Okay, one thou wow.
All right, hey,
I gotta get
make
up
sure
out of
y'all
here
watch
too.
Guns. Make sure y'all watch that Ganja Boy, man. It's on here. That's the next wave, man. Check Slick out.
No doubt. I'm on it,
King
man.
America Films, Ganja Boy. I gotta get up out of here
King America
too.
Films, Ganja Boy. Much love to y'all, man. All right, bake up.
Yep. Later.
Oh boy.
One thou wow.
All right, Cali Love, we're getting close to 9:30, man. Do you want to do your wrap up and talk about anything else? Promote your social media before you go.
Oh man, this is KV, man. You can catch me on my Twitter page at mouthpiece KV, MOUTHITHPIECE KV. That's on my Twitter page. On my IG page, you can catch me at UG_Enterprises_Game News, and that's NEWZ. And just want to shout out all my people, man, here in Portland, Oregon. My now Six.
Oh man, the rapper, Six the rapper.
What'd you say?
Six the rapper.
Like Little Sporty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your homie?
Yeah, that's my nephew.
Tight, man. I like his music. He did a couple of the artist showcases with SP, man. Like that guy's got flows.
Yeah, as a
Sorry for
matter of fact,
interrupting, but I'm like, oh yeah, man, he's
as a
got
matter of
flows.
fact,
Like, shut up,
he
Steve.
just produced a track called "Without You" by Fetty 619 featuring S. Dot Loyal.
Tight.
It's called Without You, produced by Six. As a matter of fact, the video just dropped last week, I believe, February 6th, I believe. February 6th or 7th. You guys go check that out, man. That's
Tight.
on Fetty 619's album. Shout out to them. Shout out Portland
Fetty
Music,
six one
man.
nine. Fetty 619, produced by
You know,
Six from Portland. Holla at your boy, man. For real, that's tight.
yeah. That just dropped. Just involved with a lot of different things, man. Want to shout out my fam, my partner, old boy Kelly Love, man, at sexandstrange.com, man. We got an actual new review coming up. Y'all check that here out soon, man. Then check out the review that we got off of that's actually out right now. That's on triple chocolate chip strain from Novik Industries, man, in
Tight.
Oregon.
Sexandstrains.com.
You know,
Sexandstrains.com.
and that's what you can find out, man. Shout out to ConcernedDabsMan.com, man. Thanks for having me on, man. My boy Josh, at Distro. Let's go ahead, man, and I just appreciate y'all having us on here this evening, man, and hopefully we can do this again.
No doubt, man. We'd love to have you back, bro. Especially just to hear updates on what you're working on currently, man. And yeah, dude, we appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks for tuning in early and dealing with all those sound check issues and all that too, man. Like
Oh
that
man, that's
counts
what
for a
you
lot.
got to do, man. You think you
Yeah.
going you have to have a sound check.
Yeah.
No,
And
you got to have
going
a sound check, man.
and
Can't
we're
put a
going
disc
live
show on
from
without a good sound check. Make sure everybody's on the same page, and I'm
yeah,
learning this
it's
podcast stuff too myself. So man, I just appreciate that myself.
no doubt. Thanks, man. I'll also send you the links once I got them. The YouTube shit should be up there right after, but the Spotify should be on Tuesday. I'll send those to you,
Okay,
and then
well I'll make sure I share them all on my Twitter page, man. Open up a Twitter
yeah,
page at Concerned Dabs, man.
yeah.
Get into the
We got
network,
one
man, so
on
we can
there.
cross
We
promote, and I can help you, and we can
we
help
got
each
one
other.
on there. I'll follow you. We got one on. We probably don't have any followers. Maybe like 10 or 20 or something. But yeah, I want more weed folks to be on Twitter too, because it's like IG is really censoring and limiting, and Twitter is like, do what the fuck you want, man.
Yeah,
That's
not only
cool.
that, they have a couple other different options as far as you've been able to do your show, the way
Yeah.
you're doing it, and they also have a partnership with Periscope also. So, things of that nature also, man. Just little different things, man. Little different just twerks and things that different social media platforms have. That's why when you were asking me that that question earlier today, you know, um, and I was elaborating a little bit more on how these social media platforms work when it comes to social media marketing and how you're trying to
Yeah.
market target your audience. You got to pretty much
Yep.
know each platform's algorithms and or methods of madness, so to speak.
Yep.
Methods and behaviors, man. So, that's why I try to just use all of them. But I don't have a Facebook. I do not have a Facebook. You will not see me on
Yeah.
Facebook until I get
I'm trying to get away
content.
from it, dude. I'm trying to get away from it. It's just it censors everything. It wants you to pay for everybody to see what you're posting. It's like, fuck, man. If somebody likes or follows me, then let them see the shit that I'm putting up. But they're like, no, somebody has to share it or comment on it. Or you have to pay $5 for everyone, It's like, fuck. I just that's
Really?
not in the
That's
nature
what
of why
Facebook is
this was
doing right
created.
now? I did not know that.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. I want to be more on Twitter and IG too. I try to refocus.
Yeah.
It's just I have so many friends and family on Facebook, but I got to come up with a campaign to be like, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, better shit on Twitter, titties on Twitter,
Well,
weed on Twitter. Fuck, there's nothing on
well,
Facebook.
well. I mean, I'm just saying, man. Twitter's reach is a little bit larger. If you ask me, that's
I
just in
agree.
my opinion.
Yeah, there's no
That's just in
5,000
my
people limit.
opinion.
I agree. Facebook is good for events though. Like you got a concert or a live show going on, you can hit people that are actually on there that that are in your town. Might spend
Oh
25
yeah.
bucks to come see you rock. But otherwise, I'm
Mm.
like, I'm just, I don't know, I'm over it. And that's why I dig the interview too, just to hear about the hashtag limit and stuff like that. It's You have to pay on Facebook, but it's cool to hear about other algorithms on Twitter and IG where it's like there's workarounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
you
just kind
know,
of just gotta know. I call it content management.
yeah,
Um, know which content to put on there and what content not to put on there, and just you know being consistent, bro,
no
and
doubt.
just being
Yeah,
consistent.
yep.
Well, man, I appreciate you having me on. I got to skedaddle, get ready
Oh
for
yeah,
work in
all
the
good,
morning,
bro.
man.
Nah, man,
And
all good. It's 9:30. This is a. It's been a long time since we had two people. I don't. Have we ever had two people on at the same time, Mitch? We have? Okay, it's been a long time at least. So it's been dope, man. And thanks for staying on, 'cause it like man, it was a dope interview, KV. For real.
yeah, well, thank you, man. Thanks for having me on, and I appreciate it. I've been hope to get back on real soon.
Okay. Yeah, man. We'll hit you up and we'll send you the links once we got it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna do my outro dance. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the 45th episode of Concerned Dabs Podcast. I was your host, Kitty M. Kane. Our guest tonight, oh boy, Kelly Love and KV from sexandstrainsreviews.com. Please hit them up. Also, check out Ganja Boy on YouTube, what was it, Ching? What was it, KV?
Ching
Ching
America
something Films?
Films.
Ching America Films is the channel. Ganja Boy, Ching America Films on YouTube. So please check them out. I also got to give a shout out to my guys in production, Mitchell Wilson and Jesse Curry. This has been a Main Node and Joseph Street Enterprise production.